Welcome to Navigating Your 20s. I'm your host, Jess Hugo, and I am so excited to have you here. I'm an online personal trainer and nutritionist, but honestly, underneath it all, I am just a girl who is struggling, thriving, and surviving somehow all at once. So if this is you, you are not alone. If you want all the juicy tea on what it's like to be a girl navigating her 20s, I'm talking relationships, health, fitness, social life, work, and everything in between, then you're in the right place.
Hello Queens, thank you for tuning in once again and being here. I'm taking today's episode into a bit of a different direction to usual. I think something that I really pride myself on is talking and giving education and letting you take what you need, leave what you don't, but always being able to leave with some type of advice. And the reason behind that is because I don't have many regrets in life, but things that I do regret a little, like it's not a regret, but things I like think back on and think, oh, I wish I had navigated that differently or whatever, is mostly from being in later years in high school, early 20s, just how I navigated things. And I think if I had some type of podcast or format or even person that I knew in person or personally to kind of hold me to a higher standard and it teach me, you know, these things, I think life would have turned out so different and I would still have friendships, or, you know, I would have been friends of different people and all of the things. And again, there's no regrets from me. It's like, it is onwards and upwards, you know what I mean? But I wish I navigated things differently. And for me, today I just want to talk a bit about how I am where I am now and what's kind of shaped me into being here. And I don't really have a structure for this. I'm almost just going to talk. It's like we're just hanging out and we're just yapping. And I think that is really cool. Honestly, I think that is really fun. And like, there's no structure in terms of like being careful about what you're saying and stuff like that. And I sometimes get asked like, oh, aren't you stressed that you're like oversharing or whatever? And I'm like, no. And even like, obviously I do mention things that happened in my past, especially at like my old workplaces and stuff. And they're like, well, aren't you worried about, you know, X, Y, Z? I'm like, first of all, they're literally never going to contact me because they know they're in the wrong, and the receipts that I have on them is astronomical. Second of all, it's my journey, it's my story, it's how I've navigated things, and I think I have every right to talk about it. So if you're like, oh my gosh, is she stressing? Absolutely not. Catch me outside. No, in all seriousness, I've seen one of them before and they looked the other way, so I think I won that one. Anyway, so I want to really talk about how did I become I don't want to say successful because successful is objective, but how did I come full circle and go from 20 kilos heavier to now living in my dream body, running my dream business, like doing all the damn things, traveling for my business. It feels insane to say that I'm at full capacity. It feels insane to say that I literally physically can't fit anyone else in. And I think a lot of people tend to think you're lying when you say things like that, and people can think what they want. People are going to project on you all the time, but I think if anyone doubts me, it's because so much weird stuff has happened to me, and that's how I got here, and I never thought I would have got here. So let's just rewind a little bit. 2021 is when I first started out working in the gyms. As you guys know, I lost 20 kilos around 2020, 2021. It even slightly went into 2022, which I'll get into. And I was really finding my feet. I struggled with feeling insecure about my body. I struggled with not really knowing where I fit in. It was really, really hard to figure out my identity because so much had been tied to being the elephant, being overweight. And when I say that, if you're on my email list, you'll know. But this started from year 5 and 6 at school, aka like 10, 11 years old. I remember this boy's name to this day. Fuck him. I remember your name. And he would send me messages on Kik. You remember Kik, right? Of gifts or whatever they might. I don't know if they're gifts back then, but gifts of like overweight people and or elephants or whatever, and would write, this is you, this is what you look like. He fully cyberbullied me before cyberbullying was even a motherfucking thing. And funnily enough, like, that's why my parents did not want me having not socials. I didn't have socials, but like Kik or anything like that. Everyone had one but me. And then I ended up getting it like on my iPod, which it was my iPod. Like it didn't leave my house, obviously. So it felt like anytime I was at home, I was getting bullied by these people. And then when I went to school, I was getting bullied. And I think that's where it started for me, with I felt like I was fat. So then I never knew who I was, what made me happy, all of the things, because people were constantly tying me to my body. And I said to my mom the other day, because you know what, I'm exposing all the things. It's my podcast. My family, someone in my family, not my immediate family, my extended family, their parent, like their sibling, would fat shame me when I was in that same age group. So I was getting bullied at school, extended family were saying things, and it's like, how do you say that to someone that is 10, 11, 12, like, and when it's your own family and stuff. And I do talk about this with my clients all the time, and I do think that sometimes those struggles that you still have stem from your family. For example, if you feel like you're someone that overeats, or eats when you're even not hungry, because you've probably grown up in an environment where you had to eat everything on your plate, or maybe you were shamed by family members when you were younger, and it sticks with you. It really, really does. And I think something for me now is always like, you never know who you're coming across, and just be nice to everyone and treat everyone with kindness. And I know that I haven't always been the best at that, as I was saying, at school. I just wish I was more mature in situations and things, but it's also like part of growing up. And I think that's like not excusable, but it's really normal. And I'm sure everyone kind of goes through different things of feeling that. But I think for me, like, so much was tied to how I looked, and my own family members were saying things. And I said to my mum recently, why did you not call them out for calling me fat? Like, why did you just let them call me names? And why did you just let family members dictate? Like, because I was like, they were basically calling you a shit parent because you would let me be fat. Like, was I fat? I just don't know. Of course I think I was, but was I? Like, what was the situation with that? And she was like, you weren't. You literally weren't. And I was like, then why the fuck did everyone bully me for that? Like, why did every single person make it this whole thing to make sure that I knew that I was fat, that I couldn't escape it at school, I couldn't escape it at home, I couldn't escape it at family events, and I was never good enough? And then I think when I started losing the weight, when I gained the 20 kilos, when I started losing it, I then was like, how do I find my identity and what I want to do beyond school? I didn't really know who I was at school. And then I went to uni and I was studying a Bachelor of Law and sociology, and then I went into psychology, and I was in the honors program, and I was like, oh my god, like, I need to keep this WAM and GPA and all this fucking bullshit. And I was like, do I even want to do this? I really am passionate. I love arguing a point. I'm a yapper. You know I am. You're here for that reason. So I was like, this is my calling. I'm gonna fuck this shit up. I love this shit. And then I was like, ugh, but do I love it? But I had no confidence in this time, and COVID was happening. And if you look at me now, you probably are like, I don't understand how this was that girl. Like, I don't get it either. I think this year has been a massive evolution for me. We're only 6 months in, but I feel like so much has happened, and I just keep growing and evolving, and I'm like, literally nobody can stop me. The funniest thing about all of it, I know I'm like segueing, but I will get back, I'll wait to tell you that. I'll tell you it, I swear, but like, we'll hold off on that story. So anyway, when I branched out and got into fitness, I was already working at a gym, so I felt safe that I could go there and start to learn more and be included and all of the things. And I had a really great mentor at the time who really took me under her wing, and she was great. But the owners were not great, and they were trying to crush me. I recently posted a story of me at that gym in 2021, and everyone was like, you were literally so young. And it made me realize I was so young and they were bullying me. I was so young and they were telling me I wasn't good enough and that I wasn't going to make it, and I was too young in the industry, when I wasn't too young in the industry, but I was so young that I was searching for a leader. I was searching for support. I was wanting someone to believe in me and back me, not tell me that I fucking sucked. And unfortunately, I do feel like I can say this because the podcast is like 99% women, but I feel like it is normally men in the fitness industry that want to drag women down. Well, actually every industry, but specifically in the fitness industry, men tend to own gyms and then they drag you down. And that was really hard for me because I didn't think I was good enough then. I was like, well, fuck, I'm not confident. These people say I suck. So now I'm literally overthinking my every move, and I'm going to fucking suck. And I definitely struggled every time they tried to push me to, like, they would test me. I would struggle and not feel confident in it because they had already dragged me. And that's when I kind of pivoted and applied at the new gym. And again, of course, as I've mentioned before, the environment wasn't great because I was struggling with health issues, but the gym itself, one of my managers, she was a godsend. I still keep in touch with her. She is amazing, and she backed me always. She made me feel confident. She hyped me up. She always made me feel really, really good. Like, she fully believed in me. Every time someone had inquired and requested me and I'd sign them up, she would be there in the office and be like, fuck yeah, Jess. Like, the support from her was unmatched. And is it because she's a female, or is it because she is a good leader? I don't really know, but that made me feel a lot better. So in 2022, when I was really struggling with everything health and fitness, I gained back 10 kilos. I got diagnosed with PCOS. I was riddled with cysts on my ovaries in the ultrasound. I was really, really struggling with my skin, all of the things. If you go into my highlight on my Instagram, you can go look at the photos and stuff like that, just to paint a little bit of a picture of that time. But I was really, really struggling, and I was like, okay, something's got to give. I think I'm just going to take some time off, gain back my health, and just like work on things a little bit because I'm getting really burnt out. So that is what I did. I spent most of 2023 trying to regain control over my PCOS, re-nourish my body, lose back that weight, which is, we already know, PCOS girlies, it is hard losing weight at all, but also having PCOS, it's a whole nother ball game. And so I spent some time doing that, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start my own business. At the time, a TikTok was blowing up as well. It still blows up today. It's actually crazy to me, but it ended up getting about 15 million views, and I was getting applications like crazy. And I was like, I'm going to go all in on online, but I want to start a gym from my home, and I'm going to do that. So I spent that time, transitioning into getting the equipment, making the space. We had to actually turn the whole space into something. So we painted the room, we put down like flooring for it, we set up the equipment. Like, it was this whole thing. It's not an overnight thing. We had to try to get the equipment there, which is like so expensive and so hard to get. And oh my God, some of them didn't even come with manuals. Thank God for my blue collar boyfriend, because there is no way I would be able to do it. Like, for real, that is crazy. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, I'm doing this. I literally, if you know, I kind of live in a semi-rural area. So I was like, this is how am I going to build up my clientele? Because obviously this took some time. So I had left Virgin which, by the way, I can name them because I'm not saying anything bad about them. I have nothing bad to say. When I left there, I was like, okay, so like, I literally just told all my clients, like, I'm going, and they're like, oh, like, can we come? And I was like, I am opening my own thing, like, TBA, I don't know how long this is going to take, and all of the things. So then I almost had to build up my business from scratch, which is crazy to say because I was fully booked at Virgin. So it's like I went from booked out face to face to going online and trying to build up my face to face with nothing and starting all over again. And then I was like, I was like confident, but still like riddled with self-doubt in terms of like, I don't know what my identity is. I don't know how to feel about things. I don't know this, I don't know that, because so much has happened. And also, I just realized that you're probably listening to this like, oh my God, what is this victim mentality? Like, woe is me. But I think it like nicely paints a picture to where I'm at now, and like explains so much about like how I've gotten where I am. So let's fast forward. This year has been crazy. I made my word of the year taking risks, risk taker, whatever it was just centered around risks. And this year has been my biggest year yet. So much has been happening. I literally ran my first ever community event, which I want to do more of, and I'm massive on community. It has been written on my vision board for years, and I knew when I started my business that I wanted to make sure everyone was included, because I've spent so much fucking time being uninvited from things, being excluded, being told I wasn't good enough, having people secretly like make group chats without you and not inviting you to the plans, and just always making me feel second to none, not good enough at the end of the day. And I was like, no, that's not happening. I want to do something where everyone's included. my coaching is, yes, for women, but I'm like, I don't care if your pronouns are she, they, that, it's for everyone. And I'm like, if anyone wants to start shit, they're out. And with the community walk, I had a couple clients. I just feel like I have such unique clients. It's so random. Like what attracted you to me? Like it's so random, because I feel like I'm very basic, and I have such like unique clients, and I love them all. But oh God, what was I saying? Like, I'm just getting stuck on them being unique. Oh yeah, when they were some of them were stressing about the community walk, I was like, you guys are all so different, and like you have such random interests, and you guys are very niche about things, but I think you'd be surprised that you all get along really nicely, because I'm quite strict on the fact that I'm not letting girls in that don't bring the vibes. I'm not letting girls in that give off bitchy energy, and have that really hard exterior, and I can't even break down their walls. If I feel uncomfortable with you, like you can't be in. And I've told girls I can't train them before. I'm very serious about keeping my space very community minded, very safe space, very open communication and vulnerable, because that's important to me, and I pride myself on that. So I've been making sure community is the center of my focus for years, regardless of anything that happens. Even when I started with only a few clients, I didn't care. It was community. So I recently ran the community walk, and it was great. It was so great. And I literally ran the whole thing. I wasn't even nervous, which is like crazy, just because I'd never done anything like that before, and I wasn't sure who was coming, and I didn't know what it was going to be like, but I just had so much fun. I walked out of it like I just did not stress at all. The walk went so quick. It went so quick because we were just yapping and having so much fun. I watched back one of the videos I made, and everyone was like giggling in the background, and I was like, I love that. This is what I love about taking content as well. Sometimes you don't realize in the moment, like just because I was making sure everyone was included, and I was like, this isn't about me, this is about everyone else, and I was like a bit like trying to make sure that everything was flowing nicely. I didn't even realize how much fun everyone else was having until I watched back the content and saw them giggling in the videos. And if you check my feed, I posted a video of all of us like posing and stuff, and it was so cute, and I was like, and everyone was giggling in it when you could hear it with the volume, and I was like, this is the best thing ever, and I have it in my camera roll forever now. And it's like, how did I get here from being told I'm not good enough, to being told I'm so fat, being told I'm this, I'm that, to running my own business, running my own community events, being fully booked face-to-face, traveling for business. And this isn't a flex. This is not supposed to be a flex. But I sat with it the other day. I was like, I have my dream dog. I'm like living my dream life in terms of I work for myself. And sometimes you have to remind yourself of these things, because obviously it's never sunshines and rainbows. Whether you work for someone or you work for yourself, shit always hits the fan. But sometimes I have to like go in and be like, I literally work for myself. I literally have my dream dog that I wanted for 5 years. I'm literally traveling for my business. I'm also flying Qantas. I'm so bouge. No, but seriously, I was like, I can do these things. I'm doing the damn thing. I have a mentor. I can't complain that I don't have anything, because I genuinely have everything I need and want. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, it's giving full circle, because I never thought I would be here feeling this way about things. I never thought I would be successful, and it's like, I'm not even at my peak. You know what I mean? I know there's more for me. We're only 6 months in, and it's already been so crazy and unpredictable. Like, I know there's so much more for me like out there, and it's actually insane. Like, and in all of this, I've been able to still nourish my health and fitness and maintain that weight loss and be really happy in my body and my skin and have really nice glowy skin and all of the things. And I think it kind of, you know, when some shit hits the fan and your skin looks bad, or you're getting a breakout, and then you feel like your clothes aren't fitting, and then you feel like shit's hitting the fan. You know how it's like that ripple effect? I feel like that's me, but the opposite. I feel like my health has never been so good. I feel like my skin looks really great. I got my eyebrows done the other day, and she took a photo just for her Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, my skin looks really nice in it. Like, I have a lot of freckles, but I don't really do much to my skin. And from someone that used to have extreme cystic acne and literally got recommended Roaccutane, it feels crazy to be like, oh my God, like that's how my skin looks. Obviously no filter or anything, not that I really do any filters, but she just took a photo in her like salon, and I was like, this is insane. So I just wanted to randomly talk about it, because I can't believe we're here. I can't believe that there's so much interest around me. I get messages every day from girls, and I love it. I just, little old me, and it makes me think, what are these crusty dusty men from my old job saying and thinking about me? Because they told me that I would never be successful. When I went down the whole situation of the unfair dismissal and being on the call with Fair Work, he literally said to the Fair Work worker, I don't know, I guess she has no clients and she's making no money, so she's going after me. Yeah. And he can say and think what he wants, but how's your gym going? Anyway, it's not supposed to be salty, but I'm sure they look at my stuff. As I said, I went and what is it? I walked past like one of them and they fully ignored me, which was actually insane. Oh, I was going to tell you guys the story and I held off. I know. Oh, sorry to hold out on you. Oh my God, I'm jumping everywhere, but you know what? We're living for it. So recently in this year, as I mentioned, it's been a really, really big, crazy year so far. And I put out a bikini body program, just a little freebie if you want her. She's currently linked in my bio if you're listening to this. I'm not taking it out anytime soon, I don't think. But if you're listening to this like 6 months down the track, just send me a DM on Instagram. But I had a free program going out and you just had to like put in your details and then I would send it to you. And I actually had a girl who had recently talked shit about me, not been the nicest to me, apply for my programming. And it was giving full circle because I have literally been bullied by people that now are applying to work with me. Is that not actually insane? I would have never thought I would have been here. I never would have thought that I would feel so confident, and then now I can be this kind of like leader for the girls that are younger than me and be the leader I didn't have. I find now whenever I'm chatting with my girls, I have so much knowledge to give them and so much advice and wisdom when they're asking for it. Sometimes I'm just here to listen to the vent. Sometimes I'm giving advice. It depends what they need. And I was like thinking the other day, I'm loving this because it's not just about fitness, it's not just about weight loss, it's actually about having that shoulder and having that piece of advice. And I have been through a lot, so I am able to kind of give that advice and talk through it. And it's just like I wish I had this different insight when I was younger. So if you're struggling with something right now or you're navigating something and it's feeling really fucked up, just know that you can surround yourself with people that know more, are doing more, and get that piece of advice if that's what you need. Because I think I didn't even know that I could have access to this type of advice at the time. And I wish that me at 18, 19, 20 was able to invest in someone that was so knowledgeable and was able to just talk about life advice. And I think I was talking with one of my clients last night and I was like asking her about food and asking her what she had eaten and stuff, and she like hesitated and then went, and I was like, I'm not asking as a PT, I'm asking as your friend, I'm asking as the girl who understands that sometimes you get in slumps and you need a little sweet treat, who understands that sometimes shit can get really stressful and you want to turn to sugar like just automatically. I get that. And she was like, you're literally the first person I've ever worked with that I don't feel the need to lie to. I'm going to repeat that. She doesn't feel the need to lie to me, but she's lied to every other professional she's worked with before because they've made her feel insecure about her decisions. They've made her feel like she's fucked up. They made her feel like she was in the wrong for not being perfect. You guys already know how I feel on this. Heavy on the nobody's perfect. Hannah Montana already debunked that. But I just want you to know that whatever you're navigating right now, it is so normal. I think I just gave you like a really condensed version of all of the different things I've navigated. But at the end of the day, just do it. Do it confidently, do it shy, just send it. It's like when people say post that content, end that friendship, don't worry about that thing. And I know it's so much easier said than done, but I live so carefree, not worrying about what anyone thinks about me. I actually got a message this morning. Wow, I'm sharing all the tea. I haven't even thought through if I want to share this, but I'm sharing it. It's because you got to the end. We're besties because you're at the end, you know. From someone I used to work with 3 years ago, saying that they have seen my social media. They see I'm like killing the game, and they're like proud of me for that. And it's because they knew I was struggling with my health at the time. But that also just goes to show, A, you never know who's watching. B, you never know who actually is backing you silently. And C, this world is fucking crazy. You never know who's watching. You never know what opportunities are going to come your way. And I'm so thankful that you are here for the journey and here for the ride. I don't even know what else 2025 is going to bring. I have some crazy plans and I'm really hoping to see you all at them and to celebrate each other. I see so many wins for you throughout the rest of the year. And I just think if you leave with one thing today, it's send it. You can literally do anything you put your mind to. Go have a conversation. If this sparked you and lit something up in you, just DM me. It doesn't mean you have to fucking sign up to coaching, but how good is it having a conversation? I will literally send you voice messages back and forth because I love that shit. Anyway, that is all from me. If you liked this different style of conversation where it wasn't necessarily advice, but it was just kind of chatting about and normalizing that this isn't embarrassing, this is navigating your 20s, then let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Rate this podcast 5 stars, help me grow, share it on your story, all of the things, you know the drill. That is all from me. I will talk to you all so soon and thank you for being here. Mwah. That's a wrap on another episode of Navigating Your 20s. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time to listen. If you enjoyed the conversation, vibes, and got something out of today, please feel free to send me a DM with any key takeaways and feedback or share on your socials and tag me so we can connect. If you liked today's episode and you're wanting more from me, you can find me on all socials at success.withjess.